to be able to experience things that will affect them and benefit them for the rest of their lives.
I see that 4-H is only as successful as young people want to put the time into making it.
It's taught me to be nicer. I guess I was kind of a little meaner when I was younger, I guess.
I work with my steer probably six times a week, so every day almost. Maybe one day I won't work with him. He'll get to just kind of relax. It's taught me to be responsible. I have to wake up and take care of the steer. You know, it's like a 1,000-pound animal.
Because I know 90% of the youth in America can't do what they just did.
.4-H has been near and dear to my heart for a long time just because it's gotten me so many places. And if it wasn't for 4-H, I don't know where I would be right now. You know, 4-H is just such a good building block towards your future. And it doesn't matter if you show animals or do the rockets or do shooting. As long as you have a true passion for something in this world, yeah, I think you can really succeed and really push towards that.
You know, 4-H is about responsibility, about hard work, about building character and setting example for others.
It's taking kids from knowing very little to a project to becoming masters. Some kids really like livestock or animals.
My name is Braden Castano. I'm in beef and swine 4-H. It's kind of been like a family tradition with my family. We just keep doing it. We like to do it. It brings the family closer together.
Well, for instance, with any livestock, they buy them as small animals.
We feed them. We make sure all their water is working, and basically we give them all their like vet shots, like their ringworm shots, and just shots to keep them healthy.
They have to feed them, water them, wash them, bathe them, walk them, exercise them, just like any pet.
Livestock, you have to spend more time with them, because like with a cat, yeah, you can put feed in front of it and water, and they'll always stay there, and they'll always be nice to you. Like with a steer, if you don't work with it, it's going to get mean. It will get you bad. You want a nice and gentle steer.
They follow a specific regimen of feed. They have a diet that they follow. The kids are responsible every day for feeding their animals.
I put on my work boots, just walk outside, and we work for a long time.
It is very time consuming, as you can look even on a weekly basis. It could be anywhere from 9 to 14 hours depending on how much time it takes. They have to learn about their project. They have to educate themselves about what the animal needs and what it takes to raise them. And then of course at fair they get to compete with them and show them. But a lot of the work is done at home, and it's an extensive project.
When I think of the fair, you know, I think of all the 4-H animals and all the hard work that the kids put in and all the time and effort that it takes to raise whatever they're doing or their project that they're doing.
4-H is about these kids working their butts off and go out there and doing their best in the show ring.
The fair asks 4-H to come and exhibit their projects, one, as an educational opportunity for the public to learn about the 4-H and the things that they do. Two, it gives the 4-H kids an opportunity to showcase their projects. They spend all year putting hard work into their project, and the fair is the time that they get to show everybody what they've done.
What I like about the fair is the rides. I like the zipper. I like the ring of fire. That's pretty much it.
The rides is an answer for most people across the nation, because a lot of kids, especially in our county, you don't have access to those very regularly, so it is an excitement. But I would like to see people say, you know, the 4-H projects. But I also think that once families and kids visit the fair, they don't strictly just stick to the rides. They look in the barns and they see what's happening. I think as you see people return to the fair, some of their views change.
I know you guys have spent a lot of time and effort on these projects this summer for this one day.
Showmanship is based on you, on how well you control your animal and how well you can basically set him up and kind of like work him basically and get his feet all set up and make sure the judge can see that at all times. And market's based on how well you have fed your calf or your whatever you have. It's basically judging the animal, not you.
Braden Castano is in beef and swine 4-H. Loves to be outside, go horseback riding, snowmobiling, and hanging out with friends.
You always want to take the judge's advice because every judge is different. Because like 2 years ago, I did a judge that says be really aggressive with your shoulder, like really intense, always staring at him. And this judge this year told all the little kids to kind of back off, be easy, be just calm and collected. But every judge is different because you just kind of want to watch. If you're a younger kid, you want to watch the older kids do it because if you don't really know what you're doing and you go out there and you're over aggressive, if the judge doesn't like that, he's going to overlook you, be like, oh, he's pushing that steer or pig too hard. He's not letting the steer or pig breathe, take a couple breaths.
These individuals do an excellent job. They answered my question thoroughly. They know their calf, they know what's going, what they like about him, and they know his weight and everything else, and I think that's awfully important. But the young man up in the second hole with the blue shirt, he'll be your champion showman.
All the hard work that you put into it, it kind of makes you feel better about yourself. You did a good job. And like when the animal finally is done showing, you're like, yeah, I did that. Me and the animal spent so much time together that we did that.
And we're loading the animals on the truck to go to the butcher. It's a very tender time for a lot of the kids because these have been their pets. They've taken care of them for months. They spend hours with them a day, training them and teaching them and feeding them and loving them, and it's difficult for them to say goodbye, even though they know that's part of the process.
I used to cry when I was littler, but now that I'm older, it's really sad to see them go, but the reason that most kids cry is because they spend so much time with them. But as soon as you're older, you just kind of get to the point that you know that you're going to get another one, you're just going to get it just as attached, and everything's going to work out just like the year before.
Take him down.
You're okay. You're okay.
The pigs load up on a big trailer and they go down to a butcher's shop, and then like 3 or 4 days, like they sit in pens about this big and they're like nested off and stuff, so they're like really relaxed, and then they're put in like a thin little stall so they can't move around too much, and then they're shot. So it's a nice process, but yeah, sad, but I guess.
I think the purpose of 4-H is basically teaching kids responsibility and how to take care of something that you know is going to pay off in the end.
4-H has taught me to be like
leadership, to work hard.
It's a lot of work.
Being thoughtful, being considerate, being respectful, being a person of integrity, and even when no one is watching, doing the right thing.
I think it's important because if you look at the news today, all we hear about are Columbine shootings or different things that have people question about our next generation. The youth are our next generation, and if we don't take the time to educate them, to spend time with them, to teach them morals and life skills, the next generation is going to be very scary. It's time for us to recognize the kids and the youth that are doing good things rather than showing the spotlight on the ones that are not. They go on to do better things. We have less crime, we have less drugs, and we just have more people working for one common goal. We are starting a revolution.